Hello, collective. My name is Maxine Simone. I'm here to share a message with you. I feel like the collective is feeling really confused right now, like something isn't making sense. And, well, first, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Get a snack, get comfy, get cozy, because sometimes my messages run a little bit long, but I feel like you're feeling quite confused, a little bit ungrounded. There's a message that's trying to come through. I'm curious if you're the one that has the truth, if you're waiting for a truth to come in. There's a truth that's trying to come in through another person that's going to reveal a truth about you to yourself, like someone trying to come in and reveal something to you, or an energy coming in to reveal something to you. Yeah, Queen of Wands. I think this is your energy, but it's like a Lilith type of energy, a darker energy, maybe something that you might be shameful about that causes some kind of block in the physical. Maybe it's like coming through that someone is going to help you see a part of yourself that will help you to release shame, which will help you to release a creative block. Interesting. Because that is clarifying Black Moon Lilith mystery. And then we have Six of Cups, someone from the past, possibly, or there may be something that you have shame about around the past. I'm seeing like this parallel type of thing going, like something that happened in the past may be happening in the current, or you're dealing with it from a different perspective. And so maybe you never connected the dots, and it'll help you to release something. Like I said, a block, or maybe some fixation on something, someone. Let me get one more. Yeah. We have the Hangman and the Page of Swords. Yes, it's like being stuck until you learn something. And so there's a conversation coming in to release something. This could be a closure conversation, but I think that the closure conversation, it's not really about the closure. It's about how you can apply it to something that you're trying to release yourself from currently. And I feel like you may have had shame about something in the past, but now you're in a different situation now where it's almost like shoes on the other foot. And because you obviously have done something in the past, maybe similar to this person, it's like, oh, you can learn about both perspectives, and it releases you. Yeah, High Priestess. It's definitely working with different timelines. Um, but I'm also seeing things from all different perspectives, all different cycles, having moved through a bunch of different cycles of this particular thing. Um, it still feels very cryptic. Um, and it's definitely a spiritual, it's like an epiphany moment that happens. So whatever is happening, it's leading you to freedom with judgment here. And this is clarifying 12th house escape. It's allowing you to be reborn. So it's nothing to be afraid of. But I think that it may have been pushed down into the shadow again, like this Lilith energy, something that you may have had shame about, you're afraid to look at until maybe you've experienced on this other side of things and you're looking at it closely. But now maybe you're able to see, yeah, it's some clarity is coming in. It's like the time has passed enough from this past situation that you're not judging yourself for it. You're not judging others. It's like copacetic is what I'm hearing. It's like chill for you to review it. It's not going to trigger you again. And I think with the Six of Swords, you're able to like mentally transition, this one lesson that hasn't been learned yet, the Hierophant, is like the key that helps you to break a particular pattern, even like subconsciously. Um, yeah, Four of Cups, Three of Wands in reverse. It's like, again, something was keeping you very stagnant, a fixation on something, dissatisfaction with something, not understanding why something wasn't working. Maybe with a particular, it could have been zoomed in on a particular situation, but like grand scheme of things, like maybe you've experienced the same blockage. Um, and it's like you just couldn't see it, but now that you've experienced it on the other side, you can see it fully. And I think that this releases, like, it gives you permission to release shame, judgment of others, resentment. With the Ace of Wands upright and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you clear a blockage specifically around shame, because this is coming up as the Ace of Wands now. It's like sacral energy, and that Queen of Wands, sacral energy, creative energy. It's like the energy gets flowing again. And now we have the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You arrive home through a missed opportunity. You clarify. The Nine of Cups. Yeah. You arrive home after a missed opportunity. That will resonate for someone. I feel like I could give examples of that, but I feel like the way that I'm saying it is exactly how they want me to say it. You arrive home after a missed opportunity. Which feels like taking a bunch of wrong turns, but you end up at the right destination. Yeah. King of Cups in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and then the Ten of Cups upright. After, it feels like, again, confusion, not having the truth about something, you still arrive at happiness. You still arrive where you're supposed to be. It's like nothing has happened in the wrong way, but it's like you had to go through a bunch of like distortion to get home, if that makes sense. Nobody was guiding you. Nobody was giving you a particular blueprint or a emotional blueprint or even like mental blueprint. Like, it feels like you've done this very much on your own to come to this place of like, I'm assuming peace. Of the Page of Wands, it kind of came out reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. This is kind of giving orphaned energy, you know? This is giving that you had to go on your own, the Fool. It's been a long, hard journey. Many missteps, wrong turns, but it's all led you to arriving home with yourself, where you've cultivated this peace within yourself, where I think that you understand what safety feels like for you with the Ten of Cups with others, you know? But I feel like this is not due to anyone else, because it looks like that you weren't given any particular blueprint. It's through your experiences, through not receiving. It feels like the attention that you needed, the care that you needed, it feels like a little bit of neglect. Maybe this turned into, again, your shadow behaviors. And so it's like you've gone through the full spectrum of understanding your childhood trauma and how it enabled you to react in certain ways. Like you were reactive and you may have held shame around those reactions because those weren't your intentions. No, maybe shoes on their foot, you're experiencing this from someone else and you're not understanding, you weren't understanding until a particular conversation comes in and you're able to see both perspectives. Like this conversation from someone in the past feels like maybe you were the one that did a reactive thing. And now because is this making sense? I feel like I'm losing myself. But because now you have experienced it on the other end, you have, it's not, I guess it is like growing empathy, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you understand it from the full scope. Like this other person that you may be stuck on currently or just recently that is not, it feels like there's no closure or something. Maybe they're doing the same reactive behaviors that you do or have done that you held shame about. And you know how shame keeps you from having this conversation or whatever. This conversation finally comes back around. Like I said, time has passed and the tension is gone. And so now you have a full picture. You can see a full picture, Ace of Cups. It's like you came back home to yourself and now you're able to fill your own cup up appropriately with all of the information that you have gathered and not wait for it from this other person that may still be in this state of shame, you know? I think it frees you in some way. And I also feel like it frees your energy to where you can create more. Yeah, we have the star now. This is like deep, deep healing. I feel like it also, Spirit is trying to highlight to you how far you've come on your healing journey. Definitely a healing conversation with the Knight of Swords, but the Two of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that it might be unexpected. It might knock you off your rocker, but I think that you can handle it. Again, this is something that is coming through as you are in a place where you can handle these things. You know, we have the Three of Cups, some kind of like reconciliation or reconnecting, you know. That may throw you off balance for a second, but with the Moon in reverse, the Lovers, I do feel like there's a lot of love there and mutual respect to a certain degree that it will be handled more delicately. And I think because you have gone through these trials and tribulations throughout your life, you will even handle this more delicately. I think because you are developing more compassion for yourself and wanting to release shame, wanting to release these different energetic blockages, you are handling things differently. As I said, we have the Knight of Pentacles. They're telling me Virgo with that. We just did move into Virgo season, so the details matter. This is also a step forward. Uh, I don't know if I should take these, but they didn't like come out, but we have Death, the Eight of Wands in reverse in the Tower. Something that couldn't transition. It was just all burned down. And now that's like a completely different energy than Knight of Pentacles, which is like very meticulous and like consistent. This is like burn it all down, you know? So again, you may have had like self-sabotaging behaviors, or this other person may have had self-sabotaging behaviors, but now there's like this contrast. We have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, Two of Wands in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse, or Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like you didn't. I feel like previously, or this is how this was handled previously, it only felt like one or two ways. One of two ways. There was, because there was confusion and it caused turbulence, there was indecision. Something would happen on behalf of you, like a tower, like it would end because of your lack of participation, and or you be the one to burn it down. But there wasn't really, I feel like with this Virgo energy standing out here with the Knight of Pentacles, there wasn't an understanding of how Knight of Pentacles energy worked. The meticulous, consistent, routine, devoted energy that this shows up in. And it's for the long haul. It's the only one guaranteed to get to the destination for sure. But it takes a very long time. It takes a lot of trust, it takes a lot of faith. And it also takes mutability, like being able to change as needed, adapt as needed, you know? Whereas I feel like the other options were like crash or burn, you know? And to kind of just like rid yourself of the anxiety, which again is kind of like a Virgo thing too. But now we have the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords. I feel like, and the Ten of Swords in reverse is like you have revealed your own shadowy culprit where you may have crashed and burned a lot of things in the past and or experienced that because something was trying to show you something about yourself, you know? And it's like now when you see that it was a form of armor that you had developed to try to stop yourself from getting hurt, you know, to escape, you know, to escape what felt like something that was going to hurt you with the Seven of Swords. It was like strategy, like an armor of like strategy, like being able to get out of slippery situations. It felt like where the slippery situation didn't necessarily have to be that. It ended up leading to a lot of heartbreak, you know? But I think that you're able to see how you participated and how other people may have participated due to their armor. And now we have justice. So there's something that's, yes, being balanced out with the Eight of Pentacles. Something's being worked on. You're working through your karma. Um, yeah, Three of Swords in reverse. It's like you are relieving the layers around your heart, the armor around your heart. And like this is, again, this is how you can do that by removing, like really understanding the karmic lesson, from all angles. Yeah, now we have the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups crossing that, the Emperor, Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups. Ooh, this feels like a crossroads moment. You have the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck and the Six of Swords. It feels like, again, two people that have a lot of respect for each other. They have an understanding of how each other works. There is potential healing to be had, to be brought to a situation. I feel like you're going to have a choice because we have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like both parties are doing well on their own, but this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like you may have also learned, like you're in this phase of really valuing things outside of what you can do for another person, another connection. So with the Knight of Cups is like the connection part, is important. The emotional part is important. There's a lot of pentacles, but it feels like when the emotional part comes in, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, there's a walking away. There's always a walking away, With Eight of Swords in reverse is like, I think to avoid conflict, with the Five of Wands, and we have the Five of Cups, it ends up leading to sadness. It's like the emotional part is not established. The physical part, or maybe values, like understanding each other's physical values, is better established, but I feel like not established a rhythm just yet, Or I don't know if you want to establish a rhythm, because I do see the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups and the Sun. This is something or someone that does make you very happy. Deck to do advice. We're going to get intentions of the other person. Intentions. Five of Swords in reverse. Not battling, not fighting, not trying to prove a point. Queen of Swords in reverse. Maybe after not speaking, and justice. Maybe they're not here to fight. They're not here to go back and forth. I feel like they know that truth is the only way to move forward. You had to close a particular cycle with the World card. And maybe a certain truth hasn't been spoken just yet, And so maybe they're seeking you out in that truth seeking energy, They're not trying to argue, but they want to understand, The High Priestess in reverse and King of Wands in reverse. I feel like there's a revelation of some kind of like egoic pattern, or when I say egoic pattern, I mean like shadow, pride. Yeah, pride, definitely. Ego. I mean, I think that it's revealed on both sides, with the Six of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. There's like lack of communication due to pride. I think on both sides, you know? And so that's why they are approaching it with the Three of Swords. They know that there's been hurt here due to letting that shit get in the way. And then we have the Ace of Swords. I'll take up the deck. I can't really show because I'm Ace of Swords. The truth. The truth needs to be shared to set one another free. The intention, the basis. Somebody understands to a certain degree. It feels like how pride has gotten in the way and control, you know? Okay. What is your interpretation of the person, your energy of this person? We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Four of Pentacles. You think that you have waited or invested a lot already with the Magician, trying to create something. And I think that because of that, you are in the energy of pulling back your energy and not really sharing much, you know? You're definitely in a protective state. Yeah, this went all over the place. We have the Two of Swords. You don't think that that's been seen, the efforts maybe, or you feel like you can't really make a decision. You're kind of guarding. Um, you're definitely guarded. I feel like you've had to learn how to put up boundaries and conserve your own energy because we have the Nine of Wands, the Star, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups in the challenge position. While I do think that you can acknowledge that there is potential there, there always has been potential there. It feels like the guardedness still exists. And I think that you don't even necessarily want to share with this person, like maybe how well you're doing or how much you've healed. Because you're like in a very like recouping my energy, you know, Spirit is giving you a lot of opportunities to create new things in your life. I see the Devil in reverse and the Hermit. It's like you just came out of or are currently coming out of, like I said, a situation that you're trying to like not fixate on. So this may clear something up. This conversation may allow you to see something more fully, which allows you to really step into this Empress energy, you know? And while you don't want to fight and you can acknowledge that the hurt has been there, it's been there, you know? I think that you're guarded to opening your heart up again because I saw the Three of Swords, you know? What is the advice? Spirit is giving the person that is watching this message, the advice. The advice. The Chariot in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Swords, the Lovers. This feels like a situation that always goes to the same exact place. You know, it feels like you guys are hopping in the car and then it stops. It's like the foundation of the car, something, the engine of the car, it just doesn't have any legs, maybe the tires. I don't know, but it's something where the King of Pentacles in reverse, there's no structure to it. There's no, it's actually giving body work. It's like banged up or something. Like it just can't go. It doesn't make sense for it to go the length of travel. Like the expectation needs to be low, you know, because I feel like while there is a lot of love, and I see the Two of Cups now popping out, the Two of Wands, Page of Cups in reverse, Spirit is saying there can be a lot of love. There can even be like Two of Cups and the Lovers is definitely like someone you have a lot of care for. But with I just got the deck to the Ten of Wands in reverse and now the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is about releasing something, releasing baggage, releasing shame, releasing, you know, maybe even regret around trying to pursue something before it was ready, something like that, where it just ends up leading to the same place. And Spirit is asking you to make a different decision with the Two of Wands, that one that is not based in delusion, but one that is more based in facts, and not because you want to argue with this person or you want to make them feel bad or anything. It's just like we keep hitting the same wall. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Or because you don't want to be by yourself, or think that you can't get there by yourself. You need this person or this vehicle. And they're saying you don't, with the Ten of Cups, the Tower in reverse is like you have achieved this level of peace and prosperity and even community, maybe where you're at. And it's like, this is kind of showing up as an opportunity for you to continue to build upon that, choose peace, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have the High Priestess, Six of Cups in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse, and Justice in reverse. Everything is in reverse except for the High Priestess because you already know. You already know. There is not necessarily any new information being presented here. There's no, this feels like a lack of a long term plan. I feel like because of that, it kind of feels like you would be highly triggered with the Queen of Wands in reverse to react similar to how you have in the past. And it would just bring you back to this place of recouping more shame because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you are being reactive or your shadow armor is coming up because you're not putting yourself in environments that feel safe. And so this is an opportunity, the Fool, for you to kind of like choose something different, go off on your own. And I think that this will, Two of Swords. Maybe this is something that you never considered to be an option before. We have Judgment, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse. You can go off on your own peacefully, knowing that, again, you arrive home after a missed opportunity. And it's not because you don't have to like wonder about it. Maybe after these missed opportunities, you always wonder about it. I wonder if I could have did something differently, especially if you were reactive in a situation. You always think, maybe if I came at it a different way. There's a state of acceptance that you can come to, and it really frees up your energy because you don't stay like tethered to that space. It feels like ungrounding because you're like part of you is existing in a past timeline, wondering about if you could have did something different in the past, and then the current one you're not fully present, and then the shame kind of recreates itself in these different scenarios. But yeah, with the Hermit, I feel like there's a deep integration of like a lesson that is allowing you to transform. We have the Hermit and Death card. Between Virgo and Scorpio is Libra. The lessons learned, Page of Swords. Interesting. Some lessons can be learned on your own and you can deeply transform. And some lessons do require another person, you know? And through that, the Temperance, you're able to alchemize that. You're able to actually experience the expansion. And I feel like I laughed because it feels like the current person is now popping into the reading. Hold on. Oh gosh. I think that the Hangman, there's epiphanies that are happening on both ends with a particular person. And each person needed to go off on their own to, I'm talking about current. The past person is popping up to teach you a lesson, to allow you to release shame and to close out something and not wonder about the what ifs, you know? especially when it comes to your shadow behaviors, your reactiveness, like how you respond um, when triggered and things like that, and not hold shame about it. This is also allowing you to learn something that applies to this current situation where there's a lot of time needed for each party on their own to be able to rebuild themselves and come to their own conclusions. Um, you have the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Cups in reverse. That I feel like this is helping you to remove the energy of avoidance from love and connection, you know? Um, because I think that through this revelation with the past person, you will love on yourself through that transition of integrating the lesson. You'll release yourself from the guilt, the shame, you know, and just understand that you were doing what you could with the programming that you had at the moment. And that you actually didn't really see another option. Like you said, it was like, oh, I didn't even know that was an option. I could just not have to participate in this and not feel bad about it. Because I feel like a lot of this was tied to, again, you feeling worthy in some way. So you might have overperformed. Whereas it feels like this other person, maybe you did the same pattern, but it's like through understanding this other person's perspective of the past, you are able to see this other person's perspective in this current situation. And we have the moon and the Nine of Wands and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And I think also you can see, it's like you can see their shadow as well. They may have been reactive, the current person. They may have been reactive, defensive, because they didn't want to feel rejected, you know? And so it's like you're getting a full picture. It's like you're interacting with not only your past version of self, your, again, High Priestess was the card that was upright. Past version of self, you are in this current timeline, you're interacting with your current person's shadow, you're understanding them, and it's helping you to see yourself. It's quite complex. We have the Ace of Swords in the challenge position, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. It's interesting because Spirit is saying this is coming in this moon cycle where the Virgo energies just keeps popping out. And now I'm saying the moon cycle, the Pisces and Virgo, the eclipse season. This is wrapping up a cycle. And the truth is being revealed. Two different ways of interpreting this truth that is coming to you intuitively, healing, like a healing truth, and then a much more grounded truth towards the future, where I think that you can finally close it out with the Ten of Swords, finally end this cycle that's been repeating for you specifically, 3 3 3 on the timer. And I think that this helps you to come to finally a place of real stability within yourself. We have the Queen of Pentacles, another Virgo energy, the World in reverse, where I feel like there's these different portals. That's why it's like very like vortex-y, different timelines, different versions of self popping up. It's like we are in this eclipse portal, right? And Spirit is guiding you with the Temperance card to really alchemize this energy, this devil energy that you've been holding on to, this old shadow, this shame, this guilt, all this, so that you can move forward. Final cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune can't budge if you're holding on to all this shit. It's like you're on the final push too. Like, how like you have those big game wheels that you turn, spin, but it's like a heavy one where you grab the top one and you're like, okay, I gotta get a one good like pull and it's going to like spin, spin, spin. And you're going to hope that you land on something great, right? We have the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Wands in reverse. Spirit is saying it's the ego that holds on to all these things. Again, our armor, our need to be seen a certain way, to be to have power over a certain situation, control over a certain situation. It's like once you release the wheel, once that big spin comes, and that comes with the release, you can't hold on to all that shit, right? Like you can't hold on to the wheel, you're gonna get spun around too. Like in one of those big heavy wheels, you have to let it go, right? And it's like let the wheel do its thing, you know? Let the wheel do its thing. And then we have now the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups. There's something about you understanding. You have a very deep understanding, both mentally and emotionally, of this cycle. It's like you can logically explain it from different angles, and you have felt the depths of this situation, this cycle. And I think that you hold a lot of compassion again and empathy, because I see the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Maybe this is like, again, opening your heart up after separation, because this is usually a pair that has been separated. It's like, you understand now. You understand fully, thoroughly. I mean, not to say that you won't learn more things, but this is definitely a big one, apparently. I do want to kind of pull for what is coming next, just very briefly. What is coming next? I just laughed because I cut the deck to the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Virgo season. Virgo shit is so prominent right now, you know? Very interesting. What is coming next for the collective? Two of Swords in reverse. It's saying once you stop avoiding, you will know. That is so funny. Judgment in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Wands. And the Devil. They said that you can't even perceive what will be coming next for you because of the avoidance, the shame that keeps you stuck. So they can't really reveal it to you because I don't even think that you will believe it for real. The Moon in reverse, though, they're saying like, if you can do this, if you can really sit with these things that are coming up, I feel like you will be, again, ridding yourself of the energy of avoidance, which keeps you in this like, it's crazy. Okay. Yes, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Three of Cups. They're saying if you allow yourself to pour into yourself, pour into those spaces where you experience shame, guilt, judgment of self, you know, the overthinking, the reactiveness, if you can do that in this eclipse portal, if you can really do that, I feel like your life will be different. Your life will be different. Interesting. Because this is an energetic block, the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. They're saying, like, I can't even, it's going to take strength. It's going to take courage. But I think that Leo season showed you who you are now. It showed you a stark difference to who you've been. And I think you have seen so much growth in yourself that you know that you don't react the same way. So it's time to forgive yourself for the armor that you had to put up because that's all you knew how to do previously. It's time to forgive others for they don't know what they do either. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like that is the most that I can give you. We have the Chariot not coming up against the blocks. It's like the path is cleared, you know, when you can see the truth of yourself and who you are now will reveal the strength of who you are now will reveal who you are becoming. Five of Wands in reverse because you're not fighting yourself and you're not fighting others. I think that's the message. I hope that this makes sense. And I think that this is a very important time for you. So I hope that you give yourself the time that you need. And if you want to dive into this further, all you have to do is check out the link in my description box below. Otherwise, I hope that you have a beautiful, blessed day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and help other people reach the messages that they need to find, if that makes sense. Otherwise, have a good night.